Live from the KHOU 11 studios and streaming on KHOU 11 Plus, your news starts now. Up first tonight, homeowners in San Jacinto and Montgomery counties are no longer being threatened by a wildfire in the Sam Houston National Forest. But you can see for some just how close the flames got to their homes.
Officials say the weather is changing in their favor as they make great progress fighting the fire, which at last check is 45% contained, but not before it destroyed 2 structures, including a home in San Jacinto County. Officials still consider this a success, considering 900 homes were threatened at one point.
We have team coverage for you tonight, starting with Maria Aguilera. And Maria, we understand firefighters plan to keep boots on the ground there all night.
Yes, Marcelino, that's what officials have been telling me here at this command center that they've set up. We have been seeing them have briefings here and first responders come in and out throughout the day. Now tonight, we are told that firefighters will be on the front lines through the morning monitoring the conditions. Now the good news is they don't expect to see the flames nearly as big as the ones they saw yesterday. A massive wildfire scorching more than 2,300 acres of land, forcing evacuations and sending firefighters to the front lines to stop its spread in San Jacinto and Montgomery counties.
Moving in the right direction.
In over 24 hours, conditions improved, the worst of it seemingly behind us. 900 homes were evacuated, now allowed to return. Surveillance video showing just how close the Pauline Road Fire burned near homes. Montgomery County Judge Mark KHOU and other officials tell us 1 home and 1 barn were destroyed. And we now know what started the wildfire. It was a prescribed burn.
There is an investigation surrounding the circumstances of that prescribed burn.
But do you have a message to the community when it comes to wind concerns and prescribed burns?
First of all, the prescribed burn was something that he was authorized to do, the prescribed burn, and he even came up with a plan that he submitted to the Forestry Service.
Judge KHOU says there are a lot of unknowns. The circumstances surrounding that prescribed burn are under investigation. Any possible criminal charges would come from the San Jacinto DA's office. The good news, with the weather improving, it's helping with containment.
We feel very confident that what we saw today is about all we're going to see in the way of fire growth.
Crews will continue to monitor conditions for days, working so nothing rekindles another fire. Officials tell me as long as the weather cooperates, that should continue to slow the fire's progression and help with containment. Now, again, folks who were forced to evacuate can return to their homes, and there will be another update from emergency officials tomorrow morning. In Cleveland, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
Hope that progress continues overnight, Maria. Thank you so much.
Let's turn now to Amanda Henderson, who is near Grangerland, where people were able to take their livestock for safekeeping. Amanda.
Well, the pens at Caney Creek Cowboy Church are filled with animals, including these horses right here. Pastor Mark Grimes says it was a no-brainer to take them in, even though he and his family were facing an evacuation order from the fire. It's a full house at Caney Creek Cowboy Church, but this is not your traditional church service. So you said that you still have room for more animals. How many more?
Right now we can probably take about 20 more horses and a number of cows.
Cows, horses, donkeys, and chickens are all staying the night, protected from the nearby San Jacinto fire, which is now mostly contained. And how long can they stay here for?
They can stay here till the danger's gone.
Pastor Mark Grimes says the Montgomery County Church had pens built in 2019 for rodeo events. Taking in animals last night was an easy decision, even as Grimes and his family were in the evacuation zone.
When I drove up, man, it was you couldn't even see anything. The smoke was so bad, and when I was loading up my horses in the trailer, you could feel the heat coming off of the wind.
Grimes stayed on site until 4 this morning, taking in animals like Amber Johnson's horses and donkey.
I'm really grateful for them to open the facility to not just my animals, but all the people that needed a place to put their animals.
The emotion of seeing Bud, Blackjack, and Trinity written across her face.
When we were evacuating, it was hard to get them on the trailer. I tried both of them. It didn't work, so I was like, let's get him on first. The minute he got on, these 2 followed straight behind him.
As Amber feeds the trio, she says she's counting her blessings. They have a safe place to stay.
If it wasn't for them, we don't know what we would do with our animals.
The good news tonight is both Pastor Grimes as well as Johnson say their homes are okay. And what's really kept this going is that the fact that the Montgomery County public has brought hay, food, water, supplies to keep everything going as smoothly as possible. In Montgomery County, I'm Amanda Henderson at KHOU 11 News.
Thanks so much. At one point, smoke from the fire could be seen for miles, and that prompted questions about any health concerns. The good news tonight is wind drove that smoke away from densely populated areas and high up into the atmosphere, so air quality hasn't been significantly impacted. But doctors say if you have children or anyone in your family already sensitive to respiratory issues, you should keep a close eye on them and limit their time outdoors until that fire is fully under control. They recommend keeping doors and windows closed and ensuring you have a MERV 13 air filter in your home's AC system.
Children breathe faster than adults, so they're more at risk for these sort of inhalation injuries and these sort of issues. The other thing is asthmatics. So people that have asthma can definitely be triggered by the worsening air quality and this particulate matter in the air.
Dr. Kasny with Texas Children's Hospital tells us those high gusts of wind likely made the pollen situation maybe a bit better actually in that fire zone, blowing a lot of it down towards the Texas coast.
Yeah, that's good. And it's as if the smoke wasn't enough. We're dealing with allergies. They seem to be at an all-time high, Kim.
Yeah, a lot to be tracking up in the sky for the last couple of days. But the good news is winds, look at that, calm across the area. The slightest light breeze out of the northeast at Bush right now, only at 3 miles an hour. But otherwise, this is exactly what we wanted to see for firefighters that are going to be working not just on containment around the fire, but also putting out hot spots. So where the fire has already burned, they have to dig through that soil and make sure everything is cool so that nothing can spark up again. We've been keeping a close eye on satellite. There's still a little bit visible when it comes to a smoke plume, but happy to report air quality across southeast Texas is in the green, good category, no concerns there. Relative humidity keeps going up, which is phenomenal. Also for the firefight, it allows those dry brush, the dry grasses, the trees to get a little bit saturated, so it becomes harder for them to catch on fire. 65% right now, the current relative humidity in Cleveland near the fire, 36 at Bush Intercontinental Airport. Here's a live look at the Gulf Freeway. Looking back towards downtown, it is a clear night, meaning any daytime solar radiation we got is escaping back out into space. So we are chilly already, 56 degrees. This is a 10-degree drop from this exact same time yesterday. Your hour-by-hour forecast, in case you are late for tonight's plans, will be in the low 50s through 5 o'clock. And then by 7 in the morning, we're going to crack the 40s, 48 degrees, waking up tomorrow in the Heights and in Montrose. If you're in East Haven, you'll be at 48, Pasadena too. Dyersdale, mid-40s, so chilly. If you're going on that walk tomorrow, you might want to grab a jacket. Jersey Village, 46 degrees. We'll make it all the way down to 43 in Angleton, and Liberty gets down to 41. A beautiful day, though, by the afternoon. Lots of sunshine for Friday at the rodeo, 74 degrees at 2 o'clock, and still in the low 70s even through 7 in the evening. What's going to be high, though, over the next couple of days is that tree pollen. Unfortunately, the oak count dropped a little bit, but it's still in the thousands. Currently, close to 8,000 hackberry and ash are the other pollinators in the tree category. Grasses, high for today, low weeds and low mold spores. Your high temperature tomorrow actually pops up to 76 degrees. We get even warmer for your Saturday, a little bit more humid. You'll notice that because we'll see more cloud cover out there. 82 will be your high on Saturday. Then on Sunday, a little bit warmer, but we can't ignore that. A 40% chance for not just showers, but some storms. Here's a look at future track. 5 o'clock on your Sunday, you might see an isolated light shower. These are fueled by the Gulf. However, we have a front that's going to come in. 8:30, we might see some prefrontal showers, but during the overnight hours, that's when the front is timing out right now. So northern cities and counties by 3 in the morning, and by the time we are trying to rush into work during the commute, that's when I'm expecting the biggest threat along the I-10 corridor and then offshore by the time we're having lunch. This is a front that could bring in some hail-producing thunderstorms and some gusty wind. We are already flagged with a slight risk, which is a 15% chance for us to see a severe storm where you live. And now that has been extended into northern Harris County. So keep that in mind. If this is your commute, it's going to be something that you want to watch closely. You do not want to be driving if we have the threat for hail for not only your safety, but also the body of your car. 40% chance for storms late Sunday, and then a 50% chance. I've hiked up this chance. I really think it gets down into Harris County during your commute on Monday. You take a break on Tuesday, and then I'm still tracking a couple of showers for us midweek, Wednesday into Thursday, guys.
All right, Kim, thank you. And we will stay on top of any new developments with the San Jacinto County Wildfire on air and online at KHOU.com, and catch up on the latest videos and press conferences on our KHOU 11 Plus app. You can download it on your TV and watch for free.
And thank you for joining us on KHOU 11 Plus. We'll be back on TV with even more news, weather, and sports coming up after the games end tonight.
We'll see you then.